Thank you, Hima. That was a concise introduction. And first of all, let me apologize, Naushad sir, because my presentation won't be longer than 20 minutes, I think, because we can't retain attention more than 20 minutes. Even we can't retain attention. And now we are
problem,
addressing.
Madam. No problem. It's your convenience. And
Okay,
after 20 minutes,
so,
we can have a discussion or a question answer
yeah,
session. That will
definitely,
be better.
definitely. Because the thing is, now we are addressing the Generation Z category. Children are of Generation Z category, right? So they were born, having mobile phones in their hands. So it's very difficult to retain their attention at least for 3 seconds. Now, in our case also, it's very difficult to retain attention more than 2 minutes, right? So mine would be a very short presentation on the opportunities in sociology. I won't be talking about in detail about what is sociology and what is the scope of sociology. For that, you can go and do a search in Google, or you can go and attend an online lecture, or you can just sit in your classroom properly and listen to your teachers. You will understand what is sociology and what is the scope of sociology. Right. So, very warm good evening to one and all. The year 2020 will be known for its eventfulness. We all know that. It was the year which left lasting impressions on our lives. This pandemic brought with it immense fear, anxiety, and confusion. It paused our lives, it paused our moments, and proved its potential to hamper many societies, political systems, and economies all around the world. Yes, but is that all? No. This pandemic has also showed us the true meaning of symbiosis, as this period laid out and still lays out several examples of uh, collaboration, perseverance, resilience, innovation, and adaptation. And I must say that the organizing committee of this event has successfully adapted the change to ensure our young minds to so let me just yes.
You can.
Yes, yes. So is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So that is my topic, employment opportunities in sociology. And before I start, I must make it clear that I am not a career trainer. And therefore, what I intend to do is to take you people through my experience as a student, as a researcher, and as an academic. Right. So we'll be discussing topics like the role of sociologist. Definitely, we'll be discussing very short, very little topic on what is the role of sociologist and opportunities for sociologists. That's the main topic that we have to address. And the skill sets for employability, which is very important. The skill sets for employability and the skill sets that we learn, through our the whole process of learning that we undergo in our classes, and let it be in our experiences, is something that stands us apart from others, right? So skill sets for employability, we'll be having a very quick and very short discussion on that. And while discussing these topics, we'll be having some reflection spots where we would interact. Otherwise, it will be really boring, right? So nobody likes to sit in front of laptop during this time, this evening time. Nobody would like to sit in front of laptop. And I must confess that if you make me to talk continuously without any breaks, then I would be the first person to sleep during my own session. Right? It's always better to have interactions. Okay. Right. So before we dive into the topic, let's have a small warm-up activity. I have to understand. Moving. Yes. I have to understand the participant pool of today's session. So I'll be pasting a link in the chat box. 1 minute. For share. Can you people see a link in the chat box?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes,
You can see.
please click on that link. So you can see there are two questions. First, the first one is you can see you have to specify your role, whether you are a student, you are a research scholar. You have to say that. Okay, I hope. Okay, majority is coming as students. Majority of you people are students. We have 65% of students, 27% research scholars, 8% of educators. I request, please don't scribble on the screen. Please don't do that. Highly unprofessional, please don't do that. Please don't scribble on the screen. Oh, we are getting 3% of social workers over there. Okay, 71% of students we have, right? Now you can click on the screen again. You can click on the link again. You will find another question, which is you have to specify your academic area. Okay. Okay, 40% social work, 14% others, 46%. Sociology is the maximum, 50%. Okay. So majority of you people are from sociology, right? Right. Fine. So it was just to understand, the pool, the participant pool that we have. And yes, majority of you people are students, and majority of you people are from the field. The very significance of this international conference on employment opportunities in social science is the phase during which it is being organized. Right. So while surveying the damage inflicted over the last year, we must realize the ever increasing importance for strengthening strategic foresight. We need to attune ourselves to the risks and identify opportunities by leveraging our skills. Now, who said that? It's definitely not me. It's written in the World Economic Forum's Global Risk Report of 2021. Now, this report also talks about the emerging societal fragmentation manifested in the form of risks to human health, rising unemployment, and widening digital divide between the haves and have-nots due to unequal access to technology. Now, you might be wondering again that why is this person, an invited resource person, talking about risks, right? Instead of talking about employment, I'm talking about unemployment. Now, you have to tell me, why did I talk about all these risks? I was talking about the risk of digital divide. I'm talking about the risk of human health, unemployment, all these problems I'm talking. Now, why am I talking about these risks? So quickly in the chat box, you can give your response. Why do you think from a sociological perspective, since majority of you are from sociology and you're students, just think for a moment, is there any positive side for risks in society from a sociological perspective? You can quickly give your response in the chat box. I'm waiting for your response. Why do you think that I am a person, a resource person, I'm sitting here and talking about these risks? Is there anything kept for sociology in these risks? Anybody can give their response. Organizers, do you see any message in the chat box?
No, ma'am, no response.
Please, students, you have to respond. Please tell us, why do you think these risks are important for us from a sociological perspective? I told you before, I won't let you people go. You have to talk, then only I will talk. This is not just the case of a talk, it happens in my class also, right? So you have to interact, then only we can go forward. I have enough time now. I thought we would finish it within 20 minutes, now I have 40 minutes, right? So you can tell me, why do you think risks are important from a sociology perspective? Very good.
There are
very good. I'm getting. Every risk is an opportunity. Okay. There is a positive side because risks are those who help to take precautions. Emerging new interventions to overcome the risk. Okay. Emerging new intervention. Aishwarya, yes is not enough. You have to tell me, why do you think yes? Why do you think that risk is a positive, has a positive side for sociology? You have to write something more. Anybody else? Yeah, one more. Please interact, all of you. Right. So you have spoken about risks are those who help to take precautions. Yes, there is a positive side to the risk because then only society will be vigilant. Yes, and it takes necessary moves to stabilize it. Okay, that's a sociological analysis. And then risk will make each one to take a step forward to success. I'm talking about the risk of unemployment, right? Okay. Surabhi, you have written risks are part of development. Risks lead to development. Oh my God. Yes, they make society dynamic. Hmm. Risks make people think the ways to overcome it, hence development. Okay. Risk may create a collective surrounding. You're talking about collective mobilization, I suppose, right? So recently we have a huge risk of pandemic, right? So you can, if you have observed the news, if you have observed your surrounding, definitely you would have aware of it. There are various specialization. It is kind of an approach. It's a kind of a perspective. So as that so that we can learn every aspect of society and culture, and we can get something new out of it, right? And I won't be talking, I told you before, I won't be talking about the definition of sociology, I won't be talking about the scope of sociology, because if you want to know, you just go and there is a numerous numbers of resources available online. Just go and click, you will get a lot of data about what is sociology, what is its definition, scope, and about various sociologists, biography, profile, everything you will get. Or you just simply sit in your classrooms and listen to beautiful lectures of your professors, right? So that is what sociologists do. This you have to understand. We take a closer look at society. You're not like others. We take a closer look at society. Now we will quickly get into the topic, the main topic of today's presentation, that is the opportunities for sociologists, right? So before these, in early 1930s, there were times when sociology was barely considered a social science. It was barely tolerated as a social science. But now when you see, every university has a department of sociology, and the subject is also taught in many colleges. Now you can see there are certain opportunities. You on the screen, you can see I have listed 12 opportunities for sociologists. Maybe it will be relevant for sociology, may not be relevant for sociology. And you can look at the numbers in the chat box. Quickly just write down the opportunities that you think are relevant for sociologists. You don't have to write the entire name, just the numbers are enough, right? If you think that the option 2 and 3 is relevant for sociologists, just write 2 and 3. If you think that 4, 5, 6 is relevant, just write 4, 5, 6. Like that, you can simply write the numbers in the chat box and give your response quickly, please. Okay, Jayalakshmi has given her response. Very good, Jayalakshmi. This is how we respond. 127 civil services. Yes, state and local government services. You are right. Lijo has said 9, 11, 12, 5. 9 is Facebook. 11 is Amazon. 12 is World Bank, and 5 is HRF. Lijo, we will come to you, right? I need to get your response. So Lijo, I'm noting down your name. You will be responding in between. It's important. Then we have Arya 6 and 7, higher education and research. Okay, yes. Shahana, actually, I don't understand. Is it 1, 2, 3, and 9, or is it 12, 3, and 9? What is it? I actually don't understand. 1, 2, 3, and 9 you have written, Shana. Okay, fine. Then we get 1, 2, 6, 7. 1, 2, yes, 6 is higher education, 7 is research. 1, 2, 3, 9. Very good. Yes, 1 civil service, 2 is state and local, then 3 is university, colleges, schools, and 9 is Facebook. 1, 3, 7, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 6, 7, 10 UN. Yes, 1, 2, 6, higher education, 7 is research, and 10 is UN. Oh, right. Okay, good. Nice. Good response. This is how you have to respond, right? So quickly, I'm getting so many responses. 1, 3, 4, 5. Right. 1, 3, 4, 5. Civil service, university. 4 is voluntary agencies. Yes. 5 is consultancy, companies, HR, management. 1, 2, 12, and 7. Fine. Very good. Now, all of you, whatever you have said, no, it's right. All except Amazon. Quick, I guess. Quick, Ramesh has said all except Amazon. Right. Okay. So the participants who have given me option 9 and 11. Those who have given me option 9 and 11, please, could you please unmute yourself and tell me why did you give me option 9? Anyone? Anyone? We need a volunteer.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, who is this?
Ma'am, I am Lijo.
Yes, Lijo. Yes, Lijo. Tell me, why did you give option 9?
Ma'am, I gave option 9 and 11
Ah.
and 12 because the emerging society too much depends on social media
Okay.
and the online social relations. So
Okay.
I believe that sociologists must have a opportunity in these changing situations. That's why.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen any opportunity for sociologists in Facebook and Amazon? Did you see any opportunity?
Ma'am, Facebook social relationship. I am doing my research based on this ethnographic approach.
Okay. You're doing a research. You are a research scholar. You're doing a research. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Where are you doing your research?
Ma'am, Department of Sociology, University of Kerala.
Okay. So your research is on social media, I guess, right?
Yeah, I am doing this ethnographic approach. That's why I am so much interested in these online platforms.
Okay. Did anybody else mention Facebook? I need one more response. That'd be fine. We have a lot of time, I guess. Anybody from Facebook? Anybody has given a response on Facebook apart from Lijo? Anybody else wants to speak? Right. So, every answer that you gave me is correct. Right? So I was just interested to know, why did you give me Facebook? Huh? Do you know about any opportunities for sociologists in Facebook? Or do you know about any opportunities for sociologists in Amazon, ISRO? Right? So I was just curious to know that. That's why I asked you. Right? So this, first of all, coming to civil services, I don't have to speak much about civil services. You already know civil services candidates appearing for All India Services examination. They prefer to take sociology. The success rate is more when they take sociology, and it is easily understandable. And there are various, research done by some agencies say that the scoring is too also good when it comes to sociology. And one more very important thing why students opt for sociology in case of civil service is because of the essay paper, right, where general questions are asked. So questions, at least one question from general issue, definitely they will ask. Right. So when you have a background of sociology, you would be capable of answering those questions. Right. So that's why some students prefer taking sociology. There are 25 optional subjects in sociology. There are 25 optional subjects, and the success rate is also comparatively high when it comes to sociology. I just went through the success rate that was available in Byju's, and the success rate is also a little bit high when it comes to sociology. And for people, students, and individuals, if social issues matter to you, definitely you will have the ability to opt for sociology or analyze and interpret and think to choose sociology. Now, coming to schools, universities, and colleges, again, you would be knowing the qualification that is required. Where you should have a master's degree in the concerned subject. when it comes to school, a master's degree in concerned subject with not less than 50% of marks. A set is also required, state eligibility test qualification. And when we look at the UGC regulations for universities and colleges, again, NET, PhD. If you have PhD, the NET is not required. And then when you look at IITs, minimum 3 years of experience is mandatory. Minimum 3 years of industrial research and teaching experience is required when it comes to IITs. And excluding the experience that you have gained during PhD, right? So that is about the requirement of sociology in IITs. And also there are various, recently there was this IIT Tirupati called for sociologist, assistant professor sociology vacancy was called by IIT Tirupati. And there are many rolling advertisements that you can find in IITs. Now, just look apart from Indian institutions like IITs and Indian universities. When we go apart from them and when we look at foreign universities, they have various positions. They have various positions, lecturers and assistant professors. They call for various positions, can be tenure track or a fixed term. And sometimes they might call for a specified term, like for 5 years or 2 years, and that way they would call. They would even call for teaching assistants. So I just went through some of the requirements of assistant professors in sociology from the universities in Canada, England. We have University of Calgary, Durham University. We have London School of Economics. We have Harvard, Oxford, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. All these. When you look at the requirements of these universities, one thing you will notice, they call for specializations. They call for specializations. They don't simply call for sociology. They call for specializations within sociology, there would be STS studies, science, technology, and society studies. There would be women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, socio-legal studies, African studies, Black women studies, decolonization studies, and these are some of the specializations that they call into, right? And they value transdisciplinary research a lot. They value transdisciplinary research, transdisciplinary approach in research and training. And along with the PhD, they also look at publications and years of experience. And not just publications, they also look at the impact factor of the publications as well. So you have to check before publishing your articles in a journal. You have to check whether it is UGC certified journal or whether it is a SCI or Scopus Index journal. So you have to check that. Now, even in IITs, when you check, when they are calling for assistant professors, they clearly mention in the table there'll be clearly a column left for impact factor and H index. Right. So in foreign universities, they very seriously look into these factors, the journals that you are publishing, what is the impact factor of the journal, the books, book chapters, and they also look into the year of international collaborations, experience, and international funding projects that you people have done. I please request participants don't scribble on screen. It's my humble request, right? Because if you scribble more, the visibility will be also much less. Now the company's P&A is not visible. See, so please don't do that, right? Okay, and then when we look at one more very important thing is, it's like an experience, right? When you try to apply in a foreign university, there are some specific skills that you will learn. They will ask for, the same thing. When you apply in IIT, you can see it, they would be asking for a teaching plan. They would be asking for a research plan. They would be asking your cover letter, your CV, right? So the same thing in foreign universities, they have different names for it. They would have letter of interest. They would be like, a teaching dossier. That is another name. The statement of teaching philosophy, the statement of teaching philosophy, that is another name. And the statement of research interest, that is again a name. So all these are the list of awards the evaluations that we have done, the courses that we have produced, the courses that we have taken, all this is required when you apply for a foreign university. So after listening to all these things, you should not think that I will not apply for university, foreign university. What is this? How am I going to do it? But it's again a process. It's again an experience. So maybe you may not be getting, but the process, when you go through this process, I'm telling you, you will learn a lot. You will learn what is letter of interest. You will learn how to write a cover letter. That is very important. It seems like it's just cover letter. No, but people read it seriously. You will understand how to write a cover letter. What is the statement of teaching interest? What is the statement of teaching philosophy? Right? So this is something that we learn, and we should not get demotivated when we don't get it. Right? All of us, I mean, I also have gone through this process, but best part is I've learned it. I have learned it, then only I'm able to come and speak about this to you people. Right? So that is again something that we must be aware of. And then voluntary agencies, we all know voluntary agencies, they call for public health consultant, welfare officer. And this also, embraces a range of activities extending from welfare services to, aid agencies operating. And it appeals especially to people who want to attempt to make a change in the world from the bottom up. And some of the voluntary agencies, I must say, they lack resources, and so we can't assure that the payment will be good. But who knows? Sometimes we might be getting the most rewarding career, in other ways in these voluntary agencies. Then, HR management, HR, human resource management consultancy and companies. They're also looking for sociologists, right? So sometimes they ask for external relations, HR executive. They ask for these sociologists. And with the change in the work environment, traditionally, the traditionally business people, they used to look at, sociologists as a, bleeding heart liberals, and but what has happened is, with the change in the work environment, with the change in the work landscape, there is a very less difference between sociology and HR. And now the employers are looking into the experience of employees, and they're looking forward to hire sociologists in consultancy firms as well. When you check some of the job sites, you will understand there are various opportunities available for sociologists. And higher education research, I would club both of these together, higher education and research. Research is definitely an outcome of this critical and creative thinking. We need to come out of the captivity and then learn in a very disciplined manner to do research, right? So when it comes to research, we have a number of research organizations. Again, I'm not going in depth into it, because if I get into it, then this time won't be sufficient, right? So there are a number of research organizations like CDS, IEG, MIDS, Madras Institute of Development Studies, JNU, University of Delhi. Just go and search, make a search in NIRF ranking, National Institutional Ranking Framework. To get into their website, just check the ranking. You will find the list of top colleges. The top colleges, among the top colleges, most of them belong to University of Delhi. And it's very good. Sociology, it's getting much attraction among PG and research students. Apparently due to the rapid growth of the NGO sector. And yes, another important thing that I want to tell you is the research now is getting more focused towards interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary form of work. There are more studies coming forward in globalization, development, education, health, environment, right? Indigenous knowledge. These are some of the emerging areas of focus. And there are various opportunities for fellowships also, many opportunities for fellowships. We have Fulbright Fellowship. The links are provided at the end of my PPT. There are Fulbright Fellowships, and there are Ratan Tata Fellowships for postdocs. Fulbright Fellowships, if you check, you have fellowships for doctoral as well as postdoctoral fellowships. It's available for Fulbright. And we have Ratan Tata Fellowship also, and that is also applicable for us. And Ratan Tata Fellowship, if you look in Ratan Tata Fellowship, it's, you can do a postdoc at London School of Economics. And the competition is too high, right? Because, but it's an opportunity. Again, I told you, we have to look into these opportunities. And for the other kind of fellowships, you can simply do a search in Shodh.net. If you do a search, you will find lots of opportunities available for fellowships. Now, I have to talk about higher education, where I have a very unique program that is running in IIT Madras. It is an integrated 5-year MA program. It's a very unique program, integrated 5-year MA program. And it leads to an MA degree in 2 major streams, development studies and English studies. And to get selected, we have to go through an entrance test, which is Humanities and Social Sciences entrance examination, conducted by IIT Madras every year in the month of May. I think the registration this time has started, and the exam this year is on 13th of June, right? So you can go and check. I don't know whether the registration is over or not. If you are interested, you can do that. It's a 5-year integrated MA program. It's a very attractive program, highly competitive. It's only 2% of the students get into it. And it's a very attractive program. But because its curriculum is mostly applicable for students who are interested, to get a job, to get into NGOs, look forward for higher studies and all. So in that way, the curriculum is also highly competitive, right? So that's a very good program. And then ISRO, why I included ISRO is, there have been people who ask me, what does sociology has to do in ISRO, right? We have an institute called Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, where I did my PhD. And when I was a researcher, people come and ask me, how come Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology has sociology as its course? How is it possible? But yes, we have. And ISRO, it has 16 centers. And one of that center is DECU, or the Development and Educational Communication Unit, situated in Ahmedabad. And DECU, it's the Development and Educational Communication Unit. It's dedicated for realizing satellite communication based societal applications in the country. So they usually do social research survey and in order to understand the impact of certain programs put forward by ISRO. And there are other UN also calls for sociologists, UN Women, UNICEF. If you check, there are various opportunities for development officers. And recently there is one opportunity in World Bank, World Bank Young Professionals Program. How many of you knew about this World Bank Young Professionals Program? Have you ever checked its qualification? Anyone? You can put yes or no in chat box. No one. So World Bank has a young professionals program. Even sociologists, economists, and students from political science, I think they can apply. There are some very specific skills that they ask. I also applied soon after my PhD. I applied at World Bank Young Professionals Program. If you are below 32 years of age, you can apply. And if you have experience, they also include PhD experience as well. And if you have done outreach program, if you have done international collaboration, well and good, right? So they look into these factors very much. But I was never, I never knew that I would at least reach the second stage of, this program. I was filtered and I reached the second stage. And after second stage, they were looking into the other international collaborations and all, which I did not have as a PhD student. I had minimum experience. I had no post-PhD experience also. Industrial experience also was not there. So, but again, that was a process. While applying in all these agencies only, then we will understand how to apply, what are the qualifications that they need, how can I make myself more competitive, what are the skills that I need. Right? So this is the way how we work. Right? This is the way how we learn. All these process was not demotivating for me. Luckily, as a student, I always felt motivated because at least I reached second stage. That was something that came to my mind when I heard that they have taken me to the second stage, but the last stage I could not reach. Right? So World Bank and Facebook, Amazon, they're also hiring sociologists. As I told you, the world is changing rapidly. When you look at the opportunities that are coming now, 3 weeks before, Facebook had called for sociologists as qualitative researchers. And still they are having some opportunities for sociologists, anthropologists, economists, right? So Facebook and Amazon, they also require sociologists. And it's really, it was also, it's an enlightening moment for me when I came to know that Facebook and Amazon, now they need sociologists for doing research for a customer-friendly environment. They need these people from sociology background. Now I will just move to a reflection spot. See, people who have scribbled and people can't read what is written over there.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dr. Naushad. Madam, it's only 7 o'clock. If you have,
yes, sir. I will finish in 5
want...
minutes. I'll finish in 5 minutes, sir.
Okay.
Right. So there is a reflection spot where you can see there is a career, Facebook careers. You can see a qualification is qualitative researcher. They have asked for qualitative researcher in payments. And there is this paragraph where I was thinking of asking, identify some of the peculiar skills that there are some very peculiar skills that we learn by studying sociology, and communication skills, interpersonal skills, analytical skills, statistics, and cross-cultural understanding, leadership skills. All these are some of the skills that we learn through sociology, and we have to market those skills. We have to show those skills in our CV. Then only we can market ourselves, right? So employers are looking forward into these skills, and it's as a sociologist, as a student, we are supposed to learn it, right? And again, I'm not going in depth into these skills. And then this is about 2025. These are the upcoming skills which are required by the employers now. This is again based on the job survey done by World Economic Forum. Just look at the skills that they want. Critical thinking and analysis is something that we learn in sociology. Problem solving, working with people. The most needed skill is now critical thinking and analysis. Physical abilities, now it's not much needed. You can see here physical abilities, it's not much needed now because of the changing world. People are not concerned about physical abilities. Wherever you are, you can do a work from home, but you have to work. That's more important. Self-management, but the most important skill is critical thinking and analysis. And yes, these are the top 15 skills for 2025. And I must say, this analytical thinking and innovation is one of the prime skills that we can learn through sociology. And yes, we just have a quick sneak preview. Please do take up additional learning courses. There are various platforms like NPTEL, Swayam, Coursera, edX, where you can find number of courses. Do undertake those courses, and it adds up to your CV and resume. Do attend workshops and do develop peer networking. We have a very good professional network of ISA junior sociologists, which is free. You can join it, and every month, first or second day, they will give you the list of the present job opportunities and workshops, international workshops, in conferences that are going to come. Questions, any clarifications, you can please ask. If I know it, I will definitely answer it. Right. So if you have any questions, please ask, or you can just mail me. My PPT I would be submitting to the organizing committee because it contains some very important links. You can use it for your future purpose, right? Or you can just mail me, no problem. But if you have anything to ask now, you can ask. Is there any current internship opportunity? Hello, ma'am. How can we access those links provided in the item? You can access it because I'll be sharing those links with the organizing committee. I'll be giving it to Anup sir, Father Anup Anton, and then you can access it. They will be sharing these resources to you people. You can access it. Current internship opportunity. Who is this? Yeah, Gopika. Current internship opportunity. Where? National or international? You just go and check. There is this website called NGO Box. There is this website called NGO Box. So just give NGO Box. NGO Box. If you just go and click over there, you will find lot of internship. There is separate section for jobs, fellowship, internship. Just go and click over there. And very important is ISA, International Sociological Association, and British Sociological Association websites. They are very important. If you go and click over there, there also you will find lots of opportunities, international opportunities also available, and you can just access it, go through the requirements, and then it is done. What are the opportunities in media research and big data analysis for sociologists? Lijo, I think since your field of research is media, social media, and big data analysis, I think you have a lot of opportunities available for Facebook, in Facebook and Amazon. Now, the recent one that I showed you, the qualitative researcher in user experience payment specifically, it's still open. It's still open, and they are hiring sociologists. Definitely, the process is highly competitive. I think you can try over that because your area is social media. I think that you have a good chance over there. Can you please explain the scope of sports sociology in India? Beta, seriously. The sports sociology in India, it's an upcoming field, which it's again a specialization, which I recently saw in an international university where they are doing this research on sports sociology. I think it was for postdoc. It was for postdoc. In India, it's still developing. It's still developing. But if you want, you can make it, through your work, you can make it a developed field. Why not? You can indigenize, the field of sociology here in India. Why not? You can do it. Ma'am, please explain the importance of optional subject of sociology in civil service exam. This is a very big topic because now the time is not enough for me to explain importance of optional subject. But yes, many people during my time, it was required to have two optional subjects. People usually used to take public administration and sociology together. Then became a trend like geography and sociology together. Now one subject is required and many people are looking forward towards sociology. Right, and sociology is still preferred by many students. Those who are looking forward for civil service exam, they're still preferred because of its short syllabus. Its syllabus is short and it is understandable. It is understandable. You can clearly understand it, and it is very helpful when it comes to essay paper. If you have essay paper, it is very helpful because you already have a background of sociology, and definitely in one essay paper will be on some general problem, general issue. You can relate it with the sociological theories or with the sociology analysis that you have, and you can write your essay. So in that way, it is useful, and your interviews also it will be very useful, right? So because you learn these skills, you are supposed to learn these skills in your course, because the departments, the institutions like Nehru Yuva Kendra, these institutions are supposed to provide these skills for students, and your departments also, they have to include exercises, team exercises, where you learn these leadership skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, which are required in civil service examination.